Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out with the voice of boxing, Adam Smith. Adam, we've just heard the news that Deontay WIlder isn't exactly in the finest of moods right now. Usually he's quite presidential, but he's not happy with some of the questions he's been faced regarding some of the conversations he's had surrounding his fights with Tyson Fury in the past. What do you make of his demeanour so far from what you've heard from Spencer Oliver there?
He was in great form the other day when we were messaging each other when I was in Newcastle. Very excited about coming over. I go back a long way with Deontay. He's been very good to me over the years. When I was struggling in hospital, he was a voice that I heard a lot from. And I've only got good things to say about him. He's a fantastic fighter, former world heavyweight champion. And he's coming on a mission. I think he wants to beat Chisora. I think he wants a shot at Alexander Usyk. And look, if questions ruffle you, you've got to answer them and you've got to deal with them. And Deontay is his own man, and he'll say what he believes. He's always been like that. I've had some very interesting interviews with him on camera over the years, and some great chats with him off camera as well. So it's like Derek. Sometimes it depends on the mood they're in. We've seen Derek be the most amiable, lovely, friendly, sweet guy. He's always first to ask about my mum and things like that. And then you see him, lose the plot, chuck tables over and have a go at everyone. So, these are fighters, and they're fighters that we love. They entertain us. I've got huge respect for the pair of them. 50th fight each. Incredible journeys and careers. And we're going to get a ride or dust up on April the 4th. So whatever's said in the build-up, these two warriors are going to give us a wonderful night in early April.
The job of a great commentator such as yourself is to find meaning within a great story, within a fight. This fight isn't for belts. What is the meaning in your eyes for this fight between Chisora and WIlder?
I think it's a brilliant matchup, even at this stage of their careers, because we don't know who's going to win. It's unpredictable. Both bring power, different styles of power, different styles of fighting. Deontay, we know, has struggled a bit since the Fury trilogy, but he seems to be in a great place personally. He's coming off a comeback victory, and Derek rolls on. He says this is 50 and out, but we know he wants a world title shot. So there's a lot on the line here, and I think it's a genuine 50-50 fight. So, yeah, there's a huge amount of heavyweights that could meet up, which we'll be interested in at the moment, and this is one of them, deep into their careers. But when have they ever let us down, these two? They're cracking fighters, and albeit 40 and 42, I'm sure they're going to give us another humdinger at the O2. Great venue for boxing. Fantastic to see the mix of MF Pro and Queensbury, live on DAZN around the world on pay-per-view. It's fantastic, and it's going to be a really good build-up and a great night.
50-50, as you say, 50 significance for both fighters. But Derek Chisora has talked about this being 50 and out, but if he wins, surely he'd have 51.
Well, you don't know with Derek, do you? We thought maybe he'd walk away a couple of years ago, but he hasn't, and he's still finding form, and he looks in great shape, and we see him around the different events pretty much every week. He's always involved in boxing. It's going to be weird maybe when he's not. I can't see him ever not really being involved in it. He just doesn't want to give up fighting yet. He loves it too much. So who knows with Derek? Maybe it is the last chance you've got to see him on April the 4th. He'll have a heavily favoured crowd on his side. He's got a great ring walk, cult character and hero, of course, in Britain. And let's see what happens. I think for the loser of this fight, especially if it's dramatic, I can't see a way back. That's what Cal has been saying all through the build-up so far. So a win at all costs is imperative, really. But I always say if you get a fantastic first fight, and I can't believe they've never met before. That's the most bizarre thing. They both fought Artur Spilka, and they've obviously both fought Fury 3 times, but they haven't met each other. So I always think if there's a great first fight, you can always have a rematch. So let's see what happens on April the 4th, but expect the unexpected. It's unpredictable boxing at its best, and this is certainly that.
You've seen boxing in so many forms. I wonder what you think of the introduction of Zuffa Boxing. They've had their first 2 cards. Dana White is leading that charge. What do you think of it? Is it a threat to every other promoter in the scene?
I don't like to see things as a threat. I think it's a great addition to the world of boxing. The more people that are involved in our wonderful sport, the better. To have the likes of Dana White and Nick Khan and serious players in the combat sports world, seriously intelligent and elite businessman is fantastic. Turki Al-Sheikh obviously has spun boxing around in the last 2 or 3 years in such a great way. Sprinkled his magic on Frank and Eddie working together, some phenomenal fights here, there, and everywhere around the world. It's been brilliant for fight fans. Most importantly, it's been fantastic for fighters. So if Zuffa boxing gives us another opportunity for fighters to go and perform on a regular basis on Paramount, rumoured on Sky Sports as well. We just hear the MVP announcement on Sky today too. Great card. Fantastic to see my old friends Caroline and Terry headlining there. Ellie Scottney, a wonderful, Chantel Cameron, a wonderful night on April the 5th. It's great. I've always said it. Same with Misfits, with MF Pro, with MVP, with all the different ways that boxing can bring entertainment to the masses. It's great. I've got 3 teenagers. They consume content in a different way to their parents. And I think if there's something for everybody, and there's a way that our sport can be attractive to people that are 16 to 24 and people that are 40 plus, it's brilliant. There's a long history of boxing. There's legacy. It's important to remember who champions have been and the wonderful past we've had, but it's also important to be innovative and to go with change. So they're all choosing boxing. That's great, isn't it?
Adam, I want to ask you, of course, about the reintroduction of Sky Sports with MVP. How do Sky re-emerge back to their stronghold that they had with boxing, considering the shift in stands that boxing has had in the time that it's been out? If you listen to Eddie Hearn, you'll hear him say that Sky and bench number dropped the ball and dropped their position. Now they're coming back with MVP. Can they pick that ball back up and bounce it and get back to the nights they had before?
I spent nearly 3 decades at Sky Sports. It's a phenomenal institution with the football, the cricket, the tennis, the Formula One, the boxing. Sky Sports is hugely important, and I think it's great that boxing is back on Sky. Not only some of my old friends who want to work and want to get back into it, which is important. They've had a small hiatus. It's lovely to see an announcement that Sky are back in the sport. It's fantastic. Never really left, of course. Sky Sports News is a terrific source for boxing, and important to get the casual football fans in as well. So, I'm delighted. I swapped messages with Jonathan Licht and Rob Selms today. I think it's a brilliant card they've got it on April the 5th, and I'm sure there'll be many more that are announced soon. So it is really important. I mean, I work for DAZN. We're the home of boxing, no doubt now, the combat sports world and DAZN. I mean, I just have to do the promos every Saturday night, and there's almost fight action every day of the week. It's crazy the amount that's on DAZN because it's the home of boxing. Sky Sports has got a huge amount of sports. So, boxing's always had a place at Sky Sports' heart. And I think it always will do. And I think it's great for everybody that Sky's back. We've got boxing on the BBC. We've had it on Channel 5. We've got it on Netflix. In the States, we've got Paramount now with Zuffa. It's just fantastic. And I think that, I'm really pleased to be working with DAZN. They're a great group, really enjoying being ringside with Darren and Barry and Carl and Tony and Addy and everyone. It's a fantastic team. But Johnny and Matt and everybody back at Sky are another great team, and it's terrific that they can get their teeth into more action. And as for women's boxing, which was a big part of what I tried to push at Sky, and Eddie did, hugely with the likes of Katie and Tasha and Terry and Chantel and Savannah Marshall, I think it's just wonderful that MVP have sort of taken that baton, and they've done brilliant things for female boxing. I'm a massive advocate of the women. I think they deserve as much as they can get out of the sport. Katie Taylor is my friend. Savannah Marshall I saw on Saturday night. I think it's incredible what's happened in the last 10 years since Katie turned in 2016. It's brilliant. And for MVP and Sky to continue that on April the 5th with that stellar card, wonderful to see.
I don't want to end on a somber note, but I will, because Anthony Joshua put out a statement regarding the loss of his 2 friends over in Nigeria, which obviously hit the hearts of many within the boxing community and further. But Alexander Usyk spoke to him and said that he felt in his heart that he would return to the ring. Derek Chisora said something similar, that he feels he will return. In his own good time, I'm sure AJ will return. But it touched a lot of people's hearts, the statement he said. He mentioned that he doesn't fear death, and he said that he felt he's got two of his friends waiting for him on the other side, which was quite a touching moment. I wonder if you saw that statement, what you thought about the future of Anthony Joshua.
Look, I love AJ and I love his team. KD, I saw on the dais today, and it's just still a very raw and terrible tragedy. Sinner and Lat, such great guys, and so close to Anthony, both as friends and as part of that inner circle. You just can't. It's such a sad thing to have happened. I've lost a couple of friends in my life in tragic accidents, and it's really tough. And so for Anthony, the only thing that matters is his health, his mental and physical health, and I'm sure that he'll take his time getting back to where he wants to be, and he'll make the decision about whether he wants to fight again in all good time. I've swapped messages with him, obviously, and I thought his video was it was obviously it's what he's feeling. It's speaking from his heart, from experience. But how do you sort of come to terms with that? It's going to take him time, and whether he'll use the gym or the ring to focus him, or remotivate, or have it fight for their memories, or however he decides to go forward, or whether he walks away, that's his decision. I think everybody's just shown a lot of love for Anthony and for the families of Sinner and Lats, and our hearts go out to all of them. It rocked everybody just before the turn of the new year, and it's just something we just don't want to see. Ricky Hatton a few weeks before, a close friend of mine, a really, really tough end to 2025. And my thoughts are just with Josh, and he knows that if he ever wants to chat, I'm at the end of the phone.
Adam, well said. Appreciate your time. Thanks for speaking to Seconds Out, the voice of boxing.